Hey guys, this is Joe, your California correspondent, and if you don't know what that means yet, you'll find out pretty soon. We had a really unique opportunity, and MotoAmerica actually reached out to us to make a video about what it's like for you to go as a fan to the races. I've actually had the opportunity to go to several races as a photographer covering the event for RevZilla. This is going to be a really cool perspective on what you can expect. MotoAmerica is an amazing racing series hosted in the United States that runs from March until September and covers tracks all over the US. Pretty cheap general entry and something for a little bit of everyone. So we're gonna dive in and talk a little bit more about what to expect at the track, specifically what you can do at Barber Motorsports Park, and different ways you can have fun. If you're thinking about going to a MotoAmerica race, or just curious about it, support your local racetrack. MotoAmerica covers the entire United States, and there are really good chances that they're actually at a track near you. For our visit, we got to go to Barber Motorsports Park in Birmingham, Alabama for the season ender, and I have to be honest, I'm a little biased, but it's one of my favorite tracks in North America. When you first go into Barber, you're greeted immediately by the scale of this place. Barber is like Disney World meets Augusta Grand National. It is absolutely stunning. Some of the best groundskeeping you'll ever see. It feels almost like an amusement park. It's impossible to talk about Barber without mentioning the museum. We interviewed my buddy Will Panic, who's been a volunteer there for a very long time. If you watch the Isle of Man video, you know how much I geek out on anything automotive related when it comes to museums. Isle of Man might be the coolest diverse automotive museum I've ever been to, but the Barber Motorsports Museum is like nothing else when it comes to motorcycles. So we're here with William Panic at Barber Motorsports Park for the final round of MotoAmerica, and obviously the racing is the absolute highlight of being here. But there's something really interesting about Barber. William, why don't you tell us what your favorite thing to do here is when there's not racing going on?
So I have actually been a volunteer over at the museum for the last 12 years. I started when I was at school at UAB. It is a world-class museum. Having now been to several motorsport-style museums around the country, I can safely say that this is the best the country has to offer. Bold claim, but I mean it. 1,700 motorcycles in the collection, 60 cars, and over 90% of everything in the museum can be running within an hour. Be ready to take your time. Make sure you try and go multiple days while you're here. It is an enormous space with over 120,000 square feet. It can easily take you more than one day to get through it, and you want to take your time. You want to be paced. You want to see what the museum has to offer. So go see what you want to see, cut it in with some racing, go back, bounce back and forth, catch everything that you want to see in the museum. There are many opportunities to volunteer at the museum. Laura Moats would love to have you. She's our fantastic volunteer coordinator. You can reach out through the museum's website by following the links to the volunteer portal. I think that MotoAmerica is actually really interesting in that once the MotoAmerica crew took over and has started realigning the series, it's probably the most European-style racing experience you can get in the United States. These classes have been made to very closely align with their European counterparts, and in doing so, you get some really exciting racing right here that can springboard its riders across the pond.
It's important to note when you're going to the museum, the tickets are separate from the entrance fee. That being said, it is worth every penny and more. I like to try and budget at least 2 hours for the museum at a bare minimum, but 4 to 6 hours is going to give you all the two-wheel history lesson you'll ever need. Another unique aspect about Barber Motorsports Park is there's no central grandstand. So unlike most tracks in any racing series where you have designated spots to watch, at Barber you can watch from anywhere in the track. The grass surrounds the entire racetrack. You can watch from in the woods in the shade. You can watch start-finish from the paddock area. It is an incredible track with tons of vantage points, but it's a lot to get around. And you might ask, how do you get around? Barber has, I think they call it the tram. I keep calling it a trolley, which is definitely not what you should refer to it as. But there are two that run constantly, and they'll drop you off at all the different locations around. So even though your parking spot might feel far away from the racetrack, you're never more than 2 minutes away from waiting on a little trolley to pick you up and take you to the next spot. So I've been to a handful of MotoAmerica races, but always as a photographer shooting for a client. And that comes with special privileges. Because I have media credential, I'm allowed to go into places most people aren't. I can get close to the track. It gives me a lot of access. But when we were making this video and going through it, I wanted to make it a point to not give you guys an unrealistic expectation. So all the footage you're gonna see in this video is shot entirely from places you can access as fans. I realize some of you guys are probably also photo buffs, and it's pretty cool to be able to photograph that stuff, but a lot of people get discouraged when they go to racetracks because it's kind of hard to take a picture unless you have really expensive equipment. The great thing about MotoAmerica is usually the tracks are pretty accessible. The nice thing at Barber is there's actually holes in the screens, which is meant for media, but because the fan fence is only a few feet behind that, you can actually shoot through those screens and get pretty damn good pictures on your own. In fact, you'll see guys all over that you look like professional photographers, and they are, but they might just not be there for MotoAmerica. If you are in the beautiful boat that is motorcycles and photography marrying each other, not a bad place to shoot. So one of the great things about MotoAmerica is the absolute depth when it comes to variety of racing formats. You've got classes for every kind of bike at every age group, and every kind of interest, really. I was super lucky and was able to actually interview a few of the riders in different classes that'll hopefully be able to tell you a little bit more.
Hey, I'm Cam Peterson. I'm from South Africa, racing for the Progressive Fresh and Lean Yamaha Attack Performance team in the MotoAmerica Superbike class. I've been racing since I was 4 years old. I'm 27 now, so pretty much my whole life. You know, my dad raced, he had 3 brothers, they all race around the world, so I was born into it and kind of didn't have a choice to do anything else, but I wouldn't take it any other way.
And what was it like making the leap to professional riding?
It was a big eye-opener for me, you know. I won a few championships in South Africa, and then when I came to America for the first time, I think my first race I was like 2.5 seconds a lap slower than JD Beach, and I've never been that much slower than anybody, you know, growing up in South Africa. So it was a big eye-opener for me, and yeah, it's taken me 7 years to get to this point. So definitely wasn't easy, but I'm grateful for the journey. I think the thing that makes MotoAmerica so special is just how accessible everything is. You know, just with the general admission ticket, you can come into the pits, come see the bikes, come see the rig, talk to the riders, and you know, everybody's super down to earth and pretty open and willing to chat to anybody. So I think it's a pretty cool experience to be able to come to the track and have that interaction with the teams and the riders, and just kind of makes you feel involved, which I think separates us from a lot of the other series out there. I think there's a big misconception that, you know, a lot of the riders are not very approachable or anything like that, and I think the best thing you can do is just, you know, be open, kind of be upfront, and just treat us like friends, and we'll treat you the same back, you know. Don't be scared to come up to us and talk to us and ask us questions. We're here for you guys, and it's the fans and you, the people, that make this work. So yeah, we've got all the time in the world for you, so don't be scared to come chat to us.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Josh Heron. I race in the Super Sport class. I'm the 2013 AMA Superbike champion and the 22 Super Sport champion.
Josh, how long have you been racing for?
Professionally racing for 17 years. I've been racing motorcycles for about 25 years.
Wow. And what was that transition like when you jumped into the pro level?
I remember I was a 16-year-old kid. We couldn't start racing until midway through the year because you can't race professionally until you turn 16. Back then, they didn't have the kind of like intro class, I guess you call them, the Junior Cup, Twins Cup. It was basically just Super Sport, Super Stock 1000, Superbike. So I went from racing against amateurs to racing against, you know, guys that have won 15, basically top 15 guys that have won professional racing before. So it was really getting thrown into the deep end. And I remember the first race that we did, we came in 6th, right behind like Ben Spies, Roger Hayden, Tommy Hayden maybe. It was a really overwhelming experience. Second race we went to, we got on the podium, and I remember just thinking like the guys that I was racing against were people that I had on my walls, pictures of them on my walls. It was awesome. It's something that you'll never feel again. It was a really, really surreal moment.
So if you had a recommendation for a fan, what do you think is a good first track to start out at if they're trying to dip their toes in that MotoAmerica water?
To be completely honest, there's so many ones that I like. There's only 2 on the schedule that I don't like, and they're the ones that I didn't do good at this year, so if you want to find those out, you can. But all the rest of the tracks are awesome. I love Barber, Laguna, VIR. I love Pittsburgh. The Ridge is an awesome track. Basically anywhere we go now, except 2 of them, I'm not a big fan of, and it's great for watching. So basically any part of the country you're in, you can find a track that we race at and you know, have a great time.
I'm Kayla Yakov. I'm 15 years old. I'm from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and I race in the MotoAmerica Junior Cup Series.
That's awesome. So how long have you been racing, Kayla?
I've been racing since I was, I guess you could say, 3.5, 4 years old. I started in flat track, got into motocross, and then got into road racing at 7. After racing in club level series like ERA and CCS for about 3 years, until I was age eligible for MotoAmerica, that's kind of when I knew I wanted to step up into the professional level class. I guess you could say I've been in MotoAmerica for about a season and a half, since my last season was only half the season because I couldn't go into the series until I turned 14. So about a season and a half. Going into the series, I had no expectations, and the same kind of went for this year. I definitely wanted to be in the top 5, and you know, we made that possible. I never thought I would get a win in MotoAmerica, and to be as far into that, I guess, goal you could say is great, and I hope to keep chipping away at it. I think definitely my next step will be to go to MotoAmerica Twins Cup, you know, if we get the right opportunity, and I think that's definitely possible after the year we've had, and yeah, I mean, that's probably the goal, and then eventually go super sport, you know, stock 1000 superbike, and wherever it takes me after that. MotoAmerica's great. I mean, not only do you get to see incredible racing, specifically Junior Cup, but you know, the whole atmosphere is amazing, and you get to walk up to riders, talk to them. A lot of them are very welcoming, want to talk to other people, and you know, you get a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of fan activities, and there's just so much to do around the track, more than just racing, and you get to see some really cool motorcycles. Don't be shy to walk up to us racers. I mean, obviously, if we're doing our job, that's kind of what it is. But when we're around the paddock, don't be afraid to stop, say hi, you know, ask some questions. We honestly love it, and we love the fan interaction here. Full set, baby, let's go!
One of the unique things about MotoAmerica is just the pure amount of access you have as a fan. The biggest takeaway I got from talking to a lot of the riders and staffers is they're regular people. It's not like NASCAR or Formula One or any of these series where it's really difficult. You have to pay $1 million out the wazoo to even get a meet and greet or an autograph. The riders are regular people. It's a great series and everyone's super personable. And my biggest takeaway that I got from asking them was just go up and talk to them. In no other series can you walk around the paddock without paying extra for specific access, and it's a super inviting and friendly place to learn more about motorcycle racing. You want to know why they're mounting the tires the way they mount them? Go to the Dunlop tent. Talk to the Dunlop guys. They mount thousands of tires every weekend. It's their job, and they're happy to tell you about it. And the same thing goes for whether it's racers or staffers. Just use common sense. If someone's throwing a clipboard, maybe don't go talk to them. But if they're smiling and standing at the edge of their tent, odds are they're down to at least have a conversation, if not take a picture and sign some autographs. One of my favorite things about attending a MotoAmerica event is how much they stress the family-friendly aspect. At Barber, there's always a fan zone. It's super kid-friendly. They have tons of restaurants and vendors out there, as well as stunt shows and all sorts of great stuff. Motorcycle racing is one of my favorite things, but I have to be honest, it wasn't the highlight of my weekend. I had a really unique opportunity, and you can too, to strap in for a 2-up ride with Chris Ulrich in the American Road Racing World Action Fun. So this might be the single thing I'm most nervous and excited about. We're getting ready to suit up and go on track for a 2-up lap at Barber. Now I've ridden this track on my own motorcycle, but something tells me we're gonna go a little bit faster on a Gixxer 1000 than I am on my little Ninja 400. So sorry if the camera's a little shaky, I'll keep you updated and tell you more if you wanna do this yourself. Here's the visor click. Here we go, Bo. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God, wheelie, wheelie. Oh my God, down the hill into turn 1. Oh wow, this is so much smoother than I am on the Ninja. Oh, we're cutting it close down here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, we're getting light over the hill. Holy shit. Tucking in. Whoa, so late on the brakes into Charlotte's Web. Oh, we're turning in. Oh my God. And on the gas going back up the hill. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. We're about to jump the curb. That's the quick line. Oh, there's the jump. Looking through the corner. Up the hill. Oh, get a little squirrely on that rear side. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I forgot about that transition. Oh, into the sun. Oh, I think we lost a GoPro into my face. Oh, sweet God. Blind corner going up the hill. Oh, into the 14 complex. This is such a tough double apex. Good Lord. Oh,
I don't know how people do this for more than a lap, let alone 17 or whatever it is. And we're going down the hill, getting ready to come to start finish. Really cranking it in. Yeah, getting loose on that tire. Hard on the brakes. I'm out of breath. Woo. Oh man.
If you've ever tried to attend a Formula One race or anything like that, the cost can be astronomical. But that's one of the greatest parts about MotoAmerica. The value is unbelievable. For one day, it's $60 for general admission, or if you want to do a full 3 days, it's only $80. So my advice, do the 3 days, take your time, plan everything out. If you want to do one of those 2-up rides, it's $500, and all of that money goes to a fantastic cause. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. If you want to check out some other videos I've posted, click somewhere on the screen that Bo will place in, and have a cool rest of your day. Oh, what is OC? Oh, the outro crew. Ooh, oh, I get to do my own outro crew. Best experience. Oh, definitely shitting my pants on the 2-up lap. Not actually, but yeah, outro crew, go do a 2-up lap. It's sick. And follow me on Instagram at Jackson_FOTO photo. And yeah, keep doing the outro crew thing. I don't know. All right.